The story takes place in Scotland in the late 13th century. Scotland was a country in the north of Great Britain. It was a land of hills, lakes, and green fields. The Scottish people were proud and independent. They did not want to be ruled by anyone else. At that time, the King of Scotland died. He had no son or daughter to become the next king. This created a problem. Many Scottish nobles wanted to take the crown. They fought among themselves. Each noble thought he should be king. This fighting made Scotland weak. The country had no strong leader. King Edward I of England saw this as a good chance. He was a powerful and cruel king. People called him Longshanks because of his long legs. He was also called the Hammer of the Scots because he wanted to destroy Scotland. He wanted to control Scotland. He said he was the ruler of Scotland. He sent English soldiers to every town and castle in Scotland. He put English officials in charge of Scottish cities. The Scottish people lost their freedom. They had to follow English laws. They had to pay high taxes to the English king. They could not make their own decisions. Many Scottish people were treated badly by English soldiers. The soldiers took their food, their animals, and their houses. If a Scottish person complained, the soldiers would beat them or kill them. Life became very hard for the common people. In a small village, there lived a boy named William Wallace. His father was a farmer. But his father also fought for Scotland's freedom. He did not accept English rule. He wanted Scotland to be free. William was still a child when his father went to a meeting with other Scottish nobles. The nobles wanted to talk with the English king about peace. They hoped to stop the fighting. They thought they could make an agreement with the English king. But the meeting was a trap. English soldiers attacked the Scottish leaders. William's father was killed in the fight. He died trying to help his country. William was sad and angry, but he was too young to do anything. He could only watch as his father was taken away. A few days after his father died, William came back home with his uncle. It was his father's funeral. Many people from the village came to show respect. They stood around and watched in silence. A young girl named Moran was there. She was a kind girl with a gentle face. She saw that William was very sad. She felt sorry for him. She picked a wildflower from the field and gave it to him. She did not say anything. She just gave him the flower and looked at him. William took the flower and held it in his hand. He did not say anything either. But he never forgot that moment. That was the first time he met Moran. After the funeral, William's uncle took him away from the village. He wanted to give William a better life. He thought the village was not safe. He took William to live with him in another place. He taught William many things. He taught him how to read and write. He taught him Latin and French. He taught him about history and philosophy. He also taught him how to fight with a sword. He taught him how to use a shield. He taught him how to ride a horse. But most importantly, he taught him how to think like a leader. He told William that a man's mind is his most powerful weapon. He said that a sword can kill one man, but a good idea can change the world. William grew up to be a tall and strong man. He had broad shoulders and a calm face. He had long hair and a strong body. He was not a loud person. He did not talk too much. He was quiet, but he was brave. He learned to use a sword very well. He could fight against many men at once. He also learned to understand people and to lead them. He learned when to speak and when to be silent. He learned how to make people trust him. After many years, William decided to return to his village. He wanted to live a simple life. He wanted to be a farmer. He wanted to have a family. He did not want to fight anymore. He was tired of war. He had seen too much killing. He wanted to live in peace. When he came back to the village, he saw Moran again. She had grown into a beautiful young woman. She had long hair and kind eyes. She was gentle but strong. William remembered the flowers she gave him when they were children. He felt something in his heart. He knew he loved her. They began to meet each other. They talked and laughed together. They walked in the fields and sat by the river. They fell in love. One night, they went to a small church in the village. They got married in secret. They did not tell anyone. They wanted to keep their love safe. They were afraid the English soldiers might take Moran away. They wanted to protect each other. William was very happy. He hoped to live in peace with his wife. He thought he could forget the pain of the past. He thought he could build a new life. But the English soldiers were still in Scotland. They controlled everything. They treated the Scottish people like servants. The English soldiers could take anything they wanted. They could take a person's house, food, or even their life. No Scottish person was safe. The soldiers did whatever they wanted. They had no respect for the Scottish people. One day, Moran was walking in the village alone. She was going to meet William. Some English soldiers saw her. They thought she was beautiful. One soldier tried to take her. He grabbed her arm. Moran was brave. She fought back. She hit the soldier and tried to run. But the soldier became very angry. He attacked her. Other soldiers joined him. They held her down. Moran was only one woman. She could not fight against so many soldiers. In the end, she was killed. The soldiers left her body in the village. When William found her body, he was filled with great sadness. His heart was broken. He held her in his arms and cried. He could not believe she was gone. But his sadness soon turned into anger. A deep anger grew inside him. He could no longer accept the English rule. He could no longer live in peace. He decided to fight. He decided to take revenge. That night, William went to the village. He gathered some men. They were not soldiers. They were farmers and workers. They were ordinary men. But they also hated the English soldiers. They were also tired of being treated badly. William spoke to them. He told them about Moran. He told them they had to fight. He told them they had to be free. William led them to the local English garrison. They attacked the soldiers. They fought with swords and axes. They killed many of them. This was the first act of the rebellion. It was a small battle, but it was the beginning of something bigger. News of what William did spread quickly. It spread from village to village. It spread from town to town. Many common men came to join him. They traveled from far away to find him. They wanted to fight with him. They had no armor. They had no horses. They had no proper weapons. Some had only sticks and farming tools. But they had courage. They wanted to be free. They were willing to die for their freedom. William became their leader. He knew that they could not fight the English army in the old way. The English soldiers had heavy armor and fast horses. They had long bows and sharp swords. The Scottish men would be killed if they fought in open fields. So William taught them a new way. He taught them to use long spears. He told them to stand close together and point their spears forward. This created a wall of spears. Horses could not break through this wall. The spears would stop the horses and hurt the soldiers. He trained his men every day. He taught them to stand together. He taught them to follow orders. He taught them to be brave. He told them that a group of men who trust each other can defeat any enemy. More and more people joined William's army. They attacked English towns and castles. They won many small battles. William became a hero to the Scottish people. His name was spoken with hope. People sang songs about him. King Edward I heard about the rebellion. He was very angry. He sent a large army to Scotland to destroy William and his men. The English army was led by experienced commanders. They had many soldiers on horses. They had archers with longbows. They had foot soldiers with swords and shields. They thought they would easily defeat the Scottish rebels. The two armies met near a town called Stirling. There was a narrow bridge over a river. The English army was on one side. The Scottish army was on the other side. The English commander did not take the Scottish fighters seriously. He thought they were just farmers with sticks. He did not think they could fight. He decided to send his soldiers across the bridge to attack. William saw this. He waited. He watched the English soldiers cross the bridge. He waited until many English soldiers had crossed. Then he ordered his men to attack. The Scottish soldiers charged forward with their long spears. They ran down the hill and hit the English soldiers. The English soldiers were on the other side of the river. They could not help their friends because the bridge was narrow. Only a few could cross at a time. The Scottish fighters killed many English soldiers. Those who had not crossed the bridge could only watch. They could not do anything to help. The English army was defeated. Many English soldiers ran away. Some jumped into the river and drowned. The Scottish soldiers won a great victory. This was the Battle of Stirling Bridge. It showed that common men could defeat a powerful army if they had good leadership and courage. It gave hope to all Scottish people. After this victory, William's fame grew even more. More people joined his cause. He attacked deeper into English territory. He led his army into the north of England. He attacked cities and castles. He became the guardian of Scotland. This meant he was the leader of the Scottish rebellion. He was in charge of the army and the government. Many Scottish nobles, who had their own lands and armies, joined him. But not all nobles were loyal. Some were afraid of the English king. Some were jealous of William. They did not trust him because he was not a noble. He was a common man. They thought a common man should not be their leader. King Edward I decided to lead the English army himself. He gathered a huge army. It was larger than any army sent to Scotland before. He brought soldiers from all over England. He also brought soldiers from Wales and Ireland. He also made a plan to divide the Scottish nobles. He sent messages to them. He promised them land and money if they left William. Some nobles accepted these promises. They wanted to keep their lands. They did not want to fight against the powerful English king. In 1298, the English army and the Scottish army met again near a place called Falkirk. The English army had thousands of soldiers. They had many archers from Wales. These archers used longbows that could shoot arrows over a long distance. The arrows could go through armor. The English cavalry was also very strong. They had hundreds of men on horses. William placed his men in a strong position. He put his spearmen in a circle. He placed the archers in the middle. He hoped to defend against the English attack. He thought his wall of spears would stop the English horses. But the Scottish nobles did not follow his orders. They left the battlefield with their cavalry. They took their horses and rode away. They left William and the common soldiers alone. They did not want to fight. They wanted to save themselves. Without the support of the nobles, William's army was too weak. The English archers shot arrows into the Scottish line. The arrows fell like rain. Many Scottish soldiers fell. They could not protect themselves. Then the English cavalry attacked from all sides. The Scottish soldiers fought bravely, but they were too few. They were surrounded. They could not escape. Many were killed. William escaped from the battlefield, but his army was destroyed. He had to run away. He hid in the forest. The Battle of Falkirk was a heavy defeat. William lost many of his men. He lost his army. He stepped down as guardian of Scotland. He knew he could not win an open battle against the English king. He had to find another way. After Falkirk, William continued to fight. But now he fought in secret. He attacked English supply lines and small garrisons. He did not fight large battles. He used small groups of men. He would attack and then disappear into the forest. He traveled to France to ask for help from the French king. He hoped to build an alliance against England. For several years, he continued this kind of fight. He never gave up. But King Edward was determined to catch him. He offered a large reward for William's capture. Many Scottish nobles worked with the English. They hoped to gain favor with the English king. They wanted to keep their lands and their power. One Scottish nobleman, named John de Menteith, captured William near Glasgow. He had his men surround William. They took him by surprise. They handed him over to the English soldiers. William was taken to London. He was put on trial. The English judges accused him of treason. Treason means betraying the king. They said he had attacked English soldiers. They said he had fought against the English king. William answered the charge. He said he had never been loyal to the English king. He said he could not betray a king he never served. He said he was not a traitor. He was a fighter for Scotland's freedom. He had only been loyal to his own country. He said that Scotland was his country and he had the right to defend it. The judges did not accept his answer. They found him guilty. The punishment for treason was death. On August 23, 1305, William was taken to a place called Smithfield in London. His execution was cruel. Even in his last moments, he did not ask for mercy. He did not cry. He did not beg. He remained strong until the end. He died for his country. The story does not end with William's death. After he died, a Scottish nobleman named Robert the Bruce continued the fight. At first, Robert had been weak. He had changed sides many times. Sometimes he fought for Scotland. Sometimes he worked with the English. He was not sure what to do. He was afraid of the English king. He was afraid of losing his lands. But William's example gave him courage. Robert remembered how William had fought for freedom even when he had little hope. He remembered how William had never given up. He decided to continue William's work. He gathered the Scottish people again. He learned from William's methods. He avoided open battles when the English army was too strong. He attacked when the English were weak. He used the hills and forests to protect his men. In 1314, Robert the Bruce led the Scottish army to a great victory against the English at the Battle of Bannockburn. The English army was much larger, but the Scottish soldiers fought with great courage. They defeated the English and drove them out of Scotland. This battle finally won Scotland's freedom. Scotland remained an independent country for many years. William Wallace did not live to see Scotland free. But his spirit stayed with the people. He became a symbol of courage and the love of freedom. His story shows that one person's bravery can inspire a whole nation. It shows that freedom is worth fighting for, even when the cost is high. It shows that a common man can make a difference in the world. William Wallace was not a king or a noble. He was a farmer's son, but he changed the history of his country.